What up, chat? We back to long CL. No, JT, I haven't touched oil yet. I wanted more of a broader pullback on oil, and I haven't really gotten anything. Ron doesn't trade with us. How Jake traded with us today. We go on strike. TCM, you can go on strike all day. All day. I ain't got the budget to let chat trade my accounts. What up, Miss K? Toasted, Finch, Dev, Ron, Jeremy, Hysteric, Finesse. Did I say Finch? I did say Finch. TCM, JT, Com, Logan. Rag is up. What up, BL? Nintendo, Diana, Praga, The Parth, AJ. How you guys doing? My longs and your longs on NQ. Finch. What target? How to join the Discord? I don't have access in my region, brother. If you don't have access in your region to WAP, then you likely can't. That's the only way to get into the Discord, unfortunately. What target you get in looking for? Because I'm not going to tell you where to hold the trade, especially with the market we've been in, where we're getting more bearish price action at the moment. I mean, do I have areas of interest that I would love to see? Yeah, 100%. Hell yeah, Logan. Chat, while we are starting stream, I have a slight confession. I do. We got good news and not so great news. So we had the Lucid funded account, and I had 3 evals that I bought with it, and I was being a little more degenerate on the evals, trying to pass it, copy trading. Accidentally copy traded the funded account with the evals, and the funded account is GG's. So that account no longer exists, unfortunately. However, I did pass 3 evals today. So now we have 3 funded accounts. So I lost 1, gained 3. Not bad risk to reward there. Does it suck ass that we lost that one? Yes. Operator error? Yes. But it'd be like that. Yeah, Vish, with Trade C, those of you that know how to copy trade on Trade C, I accidentally clicked the wrong account to copy trade, and the funded was bashed in with those. Past 3, lost 2 today. I mean, BL trades. I mean, unless you lost 2 fundeds, then that sucks. But, I mean, lost 2, 1, 3. Technically, you're up. It's not great numbers, but technically, you're up. But yeah, so that one account is gone. So if you don't see a screenshot of me with the pro and the number 1 account, that's why. But I do now have 2, 3, and 4. I am tempted to copy trade them. Not overly aggressive, but, you know, just slow and steady. Maybe sometimes aggressive, but primarily slow and steady. I'm at hard degen on the 15-second. BL trades. If anybody that was near this morning stream told me that they went degen on that, then I wouldn't be shocked. At least Trade C lets you copy trade for free. That's something. Yeah. I mean, Trade C lets you copy trade for free. So does Tradeovate. I don't know of any. I've never used a firm or a broker that doesn't let you copy trade for free. I mark the YM open. Anyways, chat, how you guys doing today? How'd you guys trade? Horrible. Well, that's not good. Past 2 going opposite of the chat. I mean, BL, the entire time I was saying that I'm just gonna fade chat. Was it during that time frame when I was being a little more aggressive and lost the one account? Yes, it was. But win some, lose some. This trade though, the trade where I passed sucked because I wasn't paying attention to the overall market. I got in. I got in off the front run of last week's low on NQ somewhere around here. It ran up. I think my passing was like right here. And I was either passing the accounts or getting stopped out. And it pulled all the way back here and then finally passed during the end of day on that rally because I added an account as it started to break, or I added a contract. Chat, I'm going to get into it. I'm letting a few more people jump in before I dive into charts more. Did anyone trade good today? I mean, blue accounts, horrible, not good. Anyone do good? What up, Rav? The short gap down and longs up to the resistance. Hell yeah, Rag. New York AM looks terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's how New York AM's been. A lot of this, when we chop at least a little bit, it gets aggressive like this. It does. We'll see if we get a broader continuation on Friday. Lower expectations out the gate, just off. We actually got the break that we were talking about last night. The one that I kind of wanted, next week, but happened later. Nice part is if anyone was watching, towards the end of stream, we said if someone wanted to short up around that 550s, I can see a valid thesis there because we're finally at a bigger resistance. That was quite literally the high. You couldn't go higher than that on a short. 549.50 sold off 137 points to the lows, which is nuts. Giving us some pretty damn bearish daily candles, to be honest. I need to stop trading New York, then don't do it. Friday's normally your bad day. Don't trade it then. Take Friday off, brother. Had 900 in profits and lost 400, aiming for max payout. GG. I mean, wait, AJ, like you lost 400 of that 900, or you lost 1,300 to go minus 400? Because if you only lost 400 of the profits, it's not terrible. Does it suck? Kind of, yeah. But it's not like the end of the world. That's not bad. It's not. What up, Alex? I'm giving it a minute for more chat to get in because this is probably the most you guys have asked about exactly what I'm looking for on the market. Like the absolute most. I'm so close to my first ever payout. Jeremy, keep grinding it. What's good, bro? Tried the ICT shit last night. Bought the top. AXB, we told you not to go to the dark side. We did. Well, it probably helps that the last few nights, the main thing we have focused on is just doing analysis, and it's worked out pretty flawlessly in general. All right, Chad, there's your typical poll. So we can have you guys answer. We can see which way it's going to start going once you guys pick. I left the sell order open before I went to sleep. I work overnights on 10 MNQ. Woke up to 6,500 in profit on a TPT 50K eval. Ron, did you fix your consistency at least? How do you trade the YM? Logan, usually I just long it. I mean, watch the daily 4 hour. If it looks good, send it. I have you on the TV right now with there's surround sound on. I hear you from like 10 different angles. Hell yeah, Polar Bear. What up, Dougie? W Strat, of course, dude. But usually I'm not overly eager to short the YM. I'm just overly eager when the YM looks great to the upside to long it. I haven't shorted the YM much in general, but if I'm going to short, I usually just short ES. I should have done that right. Yes. Good boy. Are you happy? Ron, yeah. If it's in eval and you have a consistency rule, then yes, I would. I left it. I just have to trade minis to 12K. Yeah, but see, now on a 50K eval, you have to make 4 times the buffer amount to pass it. What I do if I nuke a consistency on an eval, I will just trade against whatever I think is going to happen or just scalp like 30, 40 micros until I lose the amount I need to lose. On a funded account, if that happens, so be it. Absolutely so be it. But on an eval, I'm not making $12,000 to pass it. I am not putting myself through that hell. Yeah, you just got to trade larger size. What up, Seven? All right, chat, we got over 100. Let's start to dive into it, shall we? We're going to get back to trading oil. That volatility slowly starting to roll in. Omar, it's hard to say oil's volatility is slowly starting to roll in when this is the current 4-hour chart. The volatility is fucking here, my guy. The volatility is present and already ripping through the skies. I expected oil to reject 80s a little bit. It did for 2 days and then ripped another $13, $14. There's nothing about low volatility on this name at the moment. But top down a little bit, chat. Big thing to note, NQ basically still an inside bar other than the slow wick of last week's lows today that got bought back up. ES, so far, we're sitting a little bit below last week's lows. So in thesis, we're still within the broader range. We haven't really broken out, even though we had a larger sell-off today. With that larger sell-off, we are attempting to put the daily now into a small downtrend within the range. Doesn't change much. NQ's been in a small downtrend since late June. So NQ's been in a small downtrend for a month straight. So absolutely nothing changes about structure in the market. Why? For me, mainly, well, if you remember, 28 fours on NQ is my line in the sand. We break 28 fours, we're ready to short the world. Same thing with ES. ES breaks 7,400, we're ready to short the world. Both of those targets held at the moment, which to me, we're still within this range. You can't look at a single one of these charts, at least I can't, and be like, hell yeah, this is overly bearish or overly bullish. So I don't have overly, I said overly like 12 times. I don't have a very strict thesis where I'm only longing this chart, only shorting this chart. If I get the multi-time frame aspect like I've gotten a few nights this week, yeah, I have no problem being bullish for a session. But we can be bullish for a session, then bearish in London or bearish during New York. But as we get into more of the 4-hour, I'm going to focus primarily on ES and NQ because that's likely what we're going to focus on. But the 4-hour at the moment is a inside bar. Lowers hopes a little bit. It does. It does. Now, what I would like to see is going to be something similar to Monday and similar to yesterday, where if I want to be bearish, where would the absolute textbook bearish spot be for me? Last week's lows. 74.75 has been the pivot on the downside that we've watched this entire week. We are now below that decently. Now only like 25 points. We were obviously a lot lower. But if we can get this kind of rally into here, show that bulls are not able to get us back over these lows, show that bears are defending that rather well, I would be more than open to shorting this area, looking for a move back down here to close the week. Close the week with a more bearish candle. If we end up getting above this, I personally have very little interest in shorting tomorrow. I'll see what tomorrow looks like. I don't have that insane eagerness to trade on Friday just because of what the charts look like in general. But I would love to see, even for shorts, a little rally off the top. Give me 74.75 on a retest. Look for that bigger rejection back below the open. Then you look for that short. You can even short up here. It'd be similar to 550s last night. Give me this, where it rallies up, hits a bigger resistance, pushes back lower. That is dream world for me. So it does get me wanting longs out the gate just because I want to see a bigger failure on like the hourly and 4 hour. If that doesn't happen, if we stay below the open, shorts are obviously going to be the thesis there. Tesla craziness on a Friday. I'm sized lotto for 290 puts. Could. No, I'm on. No, never. If you expect me to enter a trade, go sit down and wiggle my toes for a stream, you are on the wrong fucking stream, my guy. You are. This ain't fee finders. You got it. You're on the wrong platform. But so that's the overall thesis for ES. Right now, you can see we have a pretty solid resistance at 55. Pretty solid support area around like that 420s that we talked about a little bit. And we'll see where we want to trade. For now, I would love a broader rally up into that 74, 75 in which we can look for a rejection off of. But at the moment, we're stuck. We're sitting straight sideways, waiting obviously for something. I know INTC did have earnings. I don't know exactly how they're doing. Up a little bit. I don't think semiconductors are moving much. AMD is up like 1.4%. If those start getting a little more conviction, we could see a push higher. But outside of that, I don't think there's much that's going to move the market other than maybe some Asia popping off. NQ, that same pivot in correlation to ES sits right where we are, 28,700. So if we get over 28,700 on NQ, I think this has a decent amount of room up towards like 28,950s. I'm not going to say it can't get there. I'm not going to say it's going to get there. You know, one of those things where, yeah, it could happen. Does it look like it's going to right out the gate? Not really. But if we do end up getting buying pressure, if we end up being more bullish on the NQ back above this resistance, back above this 28,700s with conviction, I think we do have about $250 at least of upside potential. If we end up staying below this, pretty damn bearish, right? Hourly doesn't look great so far, but it is in a consolidation where it's trying to set like a higher low. If we continue to reject off of this, start looking back towards the last month lows, 520s. Under that, we have today's lows and last week's lows. We never tested last week's lows yet. So if we end up getting back below 520s, I'd be looking for basically 28,400s. So pretty straightforward, like easy plans to look at. I would like to see the early rally. So if you see me take a long, that is why. It would be a very similar trade setup to, what was that, Sunday? And then as well as Monday and Wednesday. Sorry to hear that, Dakota. I am, brother. A nice rally tomorrow would be nice. We'll see, Polar Bear. I mean, we could. If we're going to hold broader supports, we can get right back into this range, close the weekly, just more of a straight neutral bar. If I will tell you, if NQ closes like this next week, it's setting up what I wanted to see on ES, where we get that smaller inside-ish bar weekly candle and look for a break of the lows. With that as well, someone mentioned gold. So let's take a look. Because to be honest, I haven't even looked at gold yet. So I have no analysis on this. That looks like shit. That daily candle is, I don't care what happens here. I don't have interest in longing gold. Not even a little bit. Are we at like this bigger support-ish area? Yes. What I would want to see is give me a failure. Give me a spike below 40, 43s, today's lows essentially, that gets bought back up, cool, I'm interested. But that is a very aggressive daily chart that I don't love. This is a pretty horrendous 4 hour. Can we set lower highs and get a rally? Yes, of course. Also remember, I'm just doing analysis on it. I don't trade gold a lot. If it wants to be more sporadic and it's normally more sporadic like this, rip it. But I'm just saying for me personally, if I'm going to be even interested in gold, I need some decent structure, at least on a daily perspective. where the daily isn't closed like this. Even if it's a very subtle failure, something like this, slightly wick below, get bought back up. Now I may be interested. But just a straight close like this, not really. Does it, Logan? Yeah, TCM, I'd be shocked if we broke those lows tomorrow. I would be. Logan, what's a bull flag on the daily? Most Fab, if you go back like 3 to 4 minutes, I broke down all of NQ. If I didn't just do it, I would do it again, but it was like a few minutes ago. I went through ES, NQ, and gold. I didn't do as deep of a dive on gold, so if people genuinely want that, I can, but I just don't like the chart. Unless you're looking to short it through new lows. Someone did say something about the dollar. Dollar's aggressive. We talked about the potential break on the dollar, which we're getting, which leads the thesis of the overall short. Now it's, are we going to be able to get over 101.5s? That's going to be a huge play today going into the end of the week. Because if we end up pushing lower, it could be a weekly fail to go higher. Could start to give a little bit of a more bullish thesis, but right now, obviously, it's not aggressively. Bullish thesis on the market, not on the dollar. But right now, it's pretty aggressively strong. And I'm also not saying if you trade gold regularly, don't long it at all. I'm just saying I'm looking at it from a broader thesis on a higher time frame, and I don't love it. Daily bull flag on NQ, all the indices pretty much. I mean, I usually don't like to look at them as bull flag, bear flag, because when I look at this, we're just in a consolidation. This is just a range. If we break the lows, this is bearish as hell. If we break the lows on ES, bearish as hell. If we hold the lows and start getting back above 29 fours, decent chart, you know? I want to see how this 15 closes. I know I'm flipping through charts aggressively right now, but I'm just taking a quick look at everything. Seeing where structure sits across the board. I don't hate that. Doji for what, Logan? Sorry, I just got lost in the charts. So out the gate, interesting. 70% of chat is bullish. Like, I don't disagree that can play out. I'm just more so shocked 70% leaning to the upside. Right now, what I'm kind of waiting on, yeah, Logan, it's what I want to see. If we close like this, if we get a bit of a spike lower, it could gain some interest to me. The reason I just marked 40 is if we look at the hourly with where we're currently sitting, let's say we want that, because I would love 74, 75 to test. Like, that is what I'm kind of fixated on this stream. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm looking at the possibility of the 15 closing, how it looks. Us maybe getting a pushback down to this 40s area, hold that support, and then look for that long up into there for 33 points-ish. Doesn't have to happen. It can do what it did yesterday, where it kind of just breaks above the open and gets continuation, which is why I'm stalking it pretty closely. But I'd probably be willing to take 2 stabs. If I took one early, might be a little lower size, look to add into conviction. But if I bought a dip like here, looking for that broader long, depending on structure and overall time on the individual candles, then I'd be willing to be a little more aggressive here, because you can throw a stop like 32, 30s and be fine. Yeah, 7. I mean, that's what I want as well. It probably doesn't help. I just did an entire breakdown of why I would prefer longs at the moment over shorts. And most of the Asia session this week has rallied no matter what New York has done. Chad, by the way, we can do a giveaway today, but we do have to up the like number a little bit. And this one's going to be tough. Because it's going to be a 50K account. So we're up in the likes a little bit. Not as aggressive as I probably should do it, right? Still achievable for you guys if you genuinely just hit the thumbs up button. But if we hit this number, today's giveaway will be a 50K. Should be able to easily do it, Logan. Easily. What up, Tiffany? How you doing? Is it a Lucid? I believe so. It's either Lucid or Tradeify. Dev. For instance of why I know you guys can achieve it, there's 135 in here right now. There has been 400 that have shown up at least for a second on stream so far. So with the numbers, you guys can easily do it if people just like it. I'm winning today. Hope you do, brother. It's going to be a 150K lightning fund. Hell, 7. If you're throwing it in there, feel free. Wanted to ask what your thoughts were on NVIDIA. NYZ. I talked about it yesterday. Did I throw a little bit of my profits into NVIDIA? Yes. Is it likely going to zero? Yes, probably. We had hope at one point with the calls I'm in. And I know I took it while we were still below the broader resistance. I was willing to do it. I talked about it. I didn't go overly aggressive on it. But I got in earlier. We saw a pretty hefty pullback. Went green up here. Then it pulled back into end of day. Now it basically depends on where we open. I mean, for NVIDIA, if you're not in anything that's a dumb trade like I am at the moment, over like 214s, 215s, I love it. While we're within this, the likelihood of us continuing the range grows exponentially. So I like the opportunity if the broader market holds. Big factor. If the broader market holds, I like the opportunity of us getting a push into like 220s, 225s. Do I think that's going to happen this week anymore? Lower probability, unless we get an aggressive gap up. Like I would need to see us open at 214s. So we would need a 3% gap up for me to be like, yeah, NVIDIA is going to absolutely rip on Friday. I wanted us to close up above 211s, we weren't able to. Bears kept defending that pretty aggressively, and we pushed back lower. So that's literally my entire thesis on it. Above 215s, I love it. Anything below, likely consolidate. If we get back below like 202.5s, it gets more bearish. Yeah, NYZ, we'll see. I usually don't bet on earnings. I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't know INTC had earnings, but they started gapping up a decent amount. Now, not so much, like 3%. It was at one point over 10, right? When they were up at like 114s. And I think at that point, NVIDIA was hitting some recent shorter term highs as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was up around like 210s. We would have needed to hold this. If we get a rally throughout the overnight back over 210s, over like 211, there's potential. I just don't have insane hope for it. Would I love NVIDIA to rip 10% tomorrow and me just make a gajillion dollars? Of course. What up, Bugs? Seven. You'll put the account in only if you win it? Deal. We'll give it away. We'll full rig it just that way you win it. Logan, you've never heard of a gajillion before? Did you learn options from the mastermind? No, I learned options before the mastermind. I knew everything about options well before the mastermind. To be honest, I learned it for free on YouTube. Just look up videos on options. I think, and this is going to be a random plug, but I think the ones that I initially watched like 6 years ago was from like Skyview Trading or something like that. And it's just a very simplistic breakdown of options and spreads. And then just experience over time. Did I know everything I know about options right now? No, it took a lot of time to actually be able to look at the contracts, realize when something looks like it's mispriced compared to the overall move that the individual name can make to where it'd be worth the trade. What up, SC? You would like Tesla to die tomorrow? Let's take a gander. Brother, Tesla's already done dead. What do you mean you'd like it to die tomorrow? Tesla's already gone. I don't know if tomorrow's in the picture for this thing. Did Tesla have earnings? Oh, they did. Yeah, that's right. I mean, if it sells off, maybe 300s, but that'd be a crazy. If Tesla starts getting back into 300s, I might be a buyer. I might take some of this week's profits and just throw it in long term. That's going to really depend on overall market. If the overall market holds, Tesla will probably get a relief rally into that. Like I said, fully depends on what the market wants to do. So what are we doing here? Gold's still fighting the open. Oil's ever so slightly pulling back. Hassan, usually second day earnings moves come off of lower moves on the first day, though. Not 15% sell-offs. TCM, I said it earlier. I'm not doing it. I am not. First off, trading the 15 second. If you want me, I don't even have I can't even trade the 15-second chart. I have the broke boy version of TradingView, and I can't get to the 15-second chart. See? Can't do it. Don't have premium. I got plus. And if I go to do that, do you guys know how miserable this chart would look? This is what the 1 minute looks like on Asia. Could you imagine the 15-second? You would have zero analysis. Not even a little bit to go off of. What up, Kings? How you doing? What about NQ? NQ is likely going to be worse because it has lower volume and liquidity than ES. Actually, not as bad. Interesting. Yeah, NQ's not as bad. But the last thing you guys are going to get me to do is DGen scalp NQ during the Asia session. People don't realize the opportunities that Jake gets during New York, especially on a sub 1 minute chart, are not there during Asia. I can't catch a 15-second trade that's going to rip 100 points in the next 35 seconds. That doesn't exist. Chad, is stream laggy for anyone else? Because I checked my internet and it wasn't. My internet, I'm pushing like 700 megabits. Not lagging, you're good. Check to see if your YouTube needs updated, maybe. I mean, it happens to me as well. I'll be watching other people's YouTubes and it buffers consistently. It might be a YouTube thing, but for me, I mean, it happens when I watch a bunch of different YouTubes. Anything with a live, I feel like YouTube just has a bug where it does that occasionally. If that's the broke version of TV, I have the homeless version. Hell yeah. Use wealth charts. No. Shakir, the last thing we want to do is get, because to be fair, could I go on an actual broker and use a 15-second chart? Yeah, but we're not doing it. There's a reason I didn't mention that. Brian, right now I'm seeing what exactly is going to happen on the indices. Dream World, I would love 47 or 74.75. Even if it's going to be a short, I would love a rally up there. Give me a 4-hour hourly failure that pushes back lower. I really don't want to see this 4-hour just break right back lower. I'd rather see a little bit of buying, retest this, because at some point we will likely retest this if shorts are going to continue to take over the market, right? So for me, I'd rather retest this sooner, give me more conviction that it's going to get that reversal, and we're chilling. But if we end up continuing to hold below the open, I want to see how 40 reacts, like 40 to 38s. And then below that, obviously, it gets continued weakness. Once we flip a trend, is the final target where the opposing trend started? Hassan, that just depends on structure and what time frame trends you're looking at. Right? Like if you were scalping and we started to flip back into an uptrend or something, or let's say you were scalping, you shorted off the open, you could target this low. That's the extreme of the recent trend. Aman, what are you talking about? Quit going to the bathroom, brother. That's the only option. We told you yesterday, take your phone with you or it's going to happen. Chat, I'm going to try a little smaller size long that we talked about for pullbacks. Normally you guys know I'm in like 15 contracts. Right now I am in 8. So I am half size. But my stop is down at 440. So it's a little bit of a wider stop at 8 points. But I'm going to take this one stab early. And then if we get conviction and can move the stop tighter, I'm willing to add into it. funny because whenever you see me flip through a bunch of different time frames, if you pay attention, you know I'm stalking to see if I want to get in or not. Agent behaving like agent unlike yesterday. Yeah, Vish, it'd be like that. Welcome to Agent Session. Is that where it filled me? No, I don't think that's where it filled me at all. Hold up. I think it actually filled me here, which is diabolical. But it's a prop firm. What do you expect? We got top tick. Hey, fuck off, Logan. How about that? Yeah, most fab. I saw that. I saw a little brief flutter. I think I have to adjust the bit rate on YouTube. Chat, who in here is tech, like tech savvy? Yeah, Brian, I took this on half size. I got balls for taking this, risking 350. Huh? I mean, can it pull back and retest 40? 100%. Yeah, when it buffers, what it tells me, for those of you that are more tech savvy, says YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream, and viewers will experience buffering. So it's got to be bitrate, right? Put it in 8K. Logan, if we want it, there's a reason it's only in 1080p. If we want it in 4K, you guys get like a 30-second delay. I'm wondering if it's what the overall YouTube is set in, because occasionally Lamelli's buffers, Jake's buffers, for me at least. So I get buffers on a majority of streams. So I'm wondering if it's a broader thing that we need to... Was that your first message? Yeah. Okay. We'll just fix that real quick because we don't even need that shit popping up. Smell you later, brother. We don't need conversations like that starting. What you talking about, Logan? Logan, it ain't even rallied yet. We've gone up 2 points. Jasper, what was some BS candle action? I think we have like an 8-second delay. We shouldn't. If so, after my stream, I need to dive into a lot of stuff. Let's look. I can check real fucking time. I'm watching myself watch myself look at my phone. Chat, is my stream currently slightly blurry to where you can't see the numbers on the chart? Because I know it's not always like that. It's clear for you. What the hell? I'm sitting right next to my own computer and the numbers are blurry. Also, what's going on with this? Why does that look different on the stream? What's the number next to it? Okay. There we go. P&L's bigger. Also, Logan, I think you jinxed it real quick. But I'm trying to see the delay. Easiest way to figure out a delay, guys, by the way, open up charts, look at the time on your charts right here, and then look at whatever time frame they're on and see if it's different or not. View quality on my phone should be 1080, which is the stream max quality. I'll double check, but I might just be dumb. Well, you know, hate to say it, really do. Really hate that for me. My phone was putting it on 480p. So that's absolutely lovely. Chad, this is why we need an IT guy. Just for when shit like that happens, we can double check. Oh. Yeah, Blambo, if you have it on auto, it'll cycle whatever is the best quality based off of the stream and your current internet. 5-second delay, perfect. That's what it should be. It should be like 3 to 5 seconds. Which is why another reason scalping isn't the greatest, because you guys are getting it in, or at least information 5 seconds after. But it used to be 20 when we started, so that's why we can't do like 1440. Must be a Verizon phone. Well, you got me there. I mean, yeah, I'm looking to switch to AT&T, but I haven't yet. I need to. PSI, at some point, oil will correct at least a little bit, at least get a daily consolidation or a bit of a daily pullback. It would be insane if it didn't. But once again, oil can easily continue higher off this momentum. It's oil. If shit keeps popping off in the Middle East, especially as we come into like the weekend, 100's possible. And it's not that far out of reach. At some point during this, in this range, I anticipate us to consolidate. But I'm not going to try to time exactly when we do. I'm just going to let that market do what it wants to do. And when I feel like I want to trade it, I'll jump into it. Just past, let's go. Young Finesse, what account is it with? Also, someone asked my thesis on the trade. For me, when I was looking and getting this entry, I flipped through a bunch of different time frames. So I'm looking at the overall hourly, obviously still an inside bar, but then the 30 with a little failure to go lower, trying to set a higher low. With the 15, which if the 15 triggered, the hourly is more a higher low, failure to go lower. Ideally, it was going to close at the highs. So far, rejecting a little bit. So we'll see how that reacts. Same with the 5. Right, locked in this little low, started to get buying back up. I bought it for the push back above the open. I mentioned I was willing to take one early stab long because the thesis for me throughout the session is I want to see this price rally up into retest these lows at 74.75, in which we can look to possibly take a short off. So I'm willing to take this one trade right now with that conviction that I had. And if this one stops, I'll be more patient on any future trades. Lucid, yeah, Young Finesse, go to your dashboard. Give it a few minutes, most likely, and you should be able to activate it. What's your target on this? The 74.75 area, if we end up getting back above the open. If I wasn't in, I wouldn't be entering right now. Looking at how we just rejected off the open, I'd wait for a little more conviction, personally. But over like a few months, 9 in one go. Hell yeah, Finesse. Print is so small. This print? My bad. There you go. Philanthropist, it worked for me. I'm going to do something dumb and delete mine and try to put it back. Yeah, it works for me. So it might be a bug on your end. Yeah, Chad, remember I said, if we get conviction to where I can make a tighter stop loss off structure where it should not go below here, kind of like when I typically trail a stop, if that happens, primarily at this point after Asia session, then I'd be willing to potentially add into it and tighten the stop. Because at that point, it should be able to keep roughly the same stop with added contracts. At the moment, though, I am half size in this trade based off the contracts, but also because of the stop loss, right? Even though I'm half size, the risk is still 350 because of the size of the stop, which is 9 points. Yeah, chat, today, later on, since I saw someone say like the stream, we will be giving away an account if you guys do get the like goal. Today, we're being a little more strict on it because, to be honest, rinse through the 25K accounts and we got 50s now. So for a 50K account, we're making the like goal 50 more, which you guys should easily be able to achieve if you genuinely want to. So if you get 200 likes on the stream, we'll give it away. Are you bullish? Flames with short term, I lean more to the upside, so structure would look better for a potential short later on in the night or tomorrow. Similar to, like I said in the beginning, similar to Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, where overall structure we could see a short potentially playing out, and we got that rally back higher to retest a bigger resistance before rejecting. Same thing as this. Was it this day? I don't remember what day the other one was. Tuesday? No, Monday. Where we got the rally into the 515s, rejected off that, slammed back lower a little bit. I think this day we were looking for a pullback into 30. I don't know what we were doing Tuesday. Oh, that's Monday. But for now, we'll see if the structure holds or not. We're coming into Asia Open. Obviously, volatility might pick up a little bit. Structure's a little weaker now than it was, which isn't the greatest. 15 doesn't look as good. So if we push lower, I'll eat a stop. Logan, that it's such a good feature, but it can also be so dangerous with the activate immediately. Especially when people, if they want to yeet an account, like yeet an eval and they pass it, then they can immediately trade the funded and they're already in that yeet mindset. You might as well just get a new eval at that point. Because you know it's GG's. But it's nice if you are trading well, trading normally, and you can activate it immediately and the structure still agrees with it. Like, let's say this ends up being the move up to here, and you either want a long above it or a short below it. If you pass the eval along the way, you can activate it and then watch how we react to this and then look for that secondary trade. The only cap in lasagna, my stop's at 440s. But that isn't that is an area, if we do start to pull back, I wouldn't be shocked if we tested that. So this definitely isn't like the A+, this is 100% going to work type aspect. But if we are able to maintain this support around 45s, get back above the open, I like the opportunity for 74s. We'll see, Logan. I mean, I'm riding it through the Asia Open. I've told you guys before, I don't mind the Asia Open if I'm already in a trade with thesis. If it plays out, it plays out. What does suck is when it pulls back a little bit right before it and the volatility could bring a little bit of a spike lower, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm riding through the open. Alan, how many resets? Obviously, I've never used that prop firm or ever even looked into it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Even if, like I said in the beginning, if I'm bullish or bearish, I want this. I think we took this exact same type of trade Monday when we started the week. No, Sunday, the beginning of the week. Let's see if we can get a little bit of momentum. 15's correcting itself a little bit. Ideally, we close above the open. Why? Because then the 15 doesn't look that shitty. Then it's more of a bullish candle. If we want to get continuation, we can look for that quicker pop. If we do get a push off Asia, there's a likelihood that I do not add anything into this position whatsoever. And I will be, once again, if we get up here, I have it. I should put it, honestly, probably 73s. I should probably leave it 73s since that's right at last week's lows. But I have it that way. If we get up there, it'll be full out for me. And then we can just watch again. Watching from the Philippines? Hell yeah. All right, we got like 10 seconds still open. What are we doing here? Gold sideways, oil goes sideways, a little weaker, not necessarily. Hang on, let me mark this open real quick. Mark dollar open. All right, we'll go back here. Thus far, absolutely zero movement. Perfect. Other indices, not doing a whole lot yet. NKD, stagnant. We're just not really moving much. Chat, what are you guys either watching or what are you guys trading right now? Appreciate 182 of you guys being in here. Chat poll is still 66% bullish with 115 votes. Let's hope you guys are right. I'm just saying, if you guys are right, y'all will be 1 for 1. And lately, y'all have been right out the gate. In the beginning, it was you guys would pick one. And then, we'd kind of fade it in the beginning. And then chat would correct itself. Lately, you guys have been on it. You guys might be one of the better trading chats. I'm not going to lie. If it works. Active trade, yes. You can always see it's an active trade because right below my name, you see P&L moving. Took a pretty similar fill long as you. Hell yeah, Aaron. Appreciate you, Parth. Means a lot. Been long since the damn open. Fuck. Bitch, you just long the open with a wide stop and let her eat? Or did you buy lower on the dip? Bish, I don't know. Because even this week, first off, even while I haven't been taking a lot of trades this week, even though I've been doing the analysis, a lot of you guys have been freaking crushing it during Asia. And 2, you guys don't actually tell me how to execute my trade. Like Alan gets, like Jake gets. Now, mind you, is there less people in the chat? Yeah. But I don't have to deal with that shit. You bought on the dip, stops at 39. Ooh, you got one lower than me. Probably a tighter stop, though. US 30's moving up. A little bit, retesting the open. If we can get all four indices above the open, like right now, NQ is in a battle with it. If we can get them above the open, looks flawless. What don't we want to see? NQ aggressively reject the open while ES sweeps new high of day and rejects. Don't want to see that. We want to see that buying pressure get pushed back higher above this and not come back down. Part that means a lot. I know a lot of people actually mention that because I'm not overly enthusiastic, to be honest. And the main thing for me is like it's streaming. I just don't love the concept of teaching and trying to be like overly enthusiastic about certain things on charts just for like entertainment. And if people want to watch, hell yeah. If not, oh well. Jake's got enough enthusiasm for every single stream we got. I'm on the short side now. Do you short the high of day or do you short the NQ opening rejection? I don't hate it. What up, J Kings? Dollar's still a little weaker. Oil's fighting the open a little bit. We would ideally need the dollar to maintain below the open and oil start to reject the open, pushing back below 92s. Then we can get a little more upside conviction. But if we continue these broader rejections, the hourly spiked higher, and obviously the 15 and every other time frame spiked higher. So that'll be the big key to watch. This might be bearish. It could. It could, Logan, for sure. Like I said, if ES rejects high of day and NQ slams off the open and we continue pushing lower, this could easily be a short-term high. Easily. What's trying to push the YM right now? As banks are doing a little decent. Because the YM's trying to hold, but it's fighting. BO trades, what'd you take that you had $1,000 rotation? I mean, unless you're trading full minis on like NQ, we haven't made that aggressive of a move. Long on NQ, so you took a full mini, most likely. Is that what you normally trade, or do you normally trade micros? Oh, then you should be okay with 1,000 if you're trading an NQ. To be fully honest, anyone that trades NQ should easily be able, like if you're trading a full NQ, you should be able to take $1,000 loss. Because that is a 2-minute candle on any time frame if any type of volume comes in. But I mean, it does suck going from up to down. It happens. I mean, I get the thesis. I do. But it also depends on how I've been trading. If I've been trading well, I have no problem throwing a little bit of risk on if I'm green on the day. Like if I've been trading well the rest of this week, I have no problem throwing a little risk on today on something. But if you're just trading normally and you're just up 500, I mean, yeah and no. It kind of just depends. I like to take every single trade individually, not based off of what I've already made. NG trades, I'm doing great. And I know you didn't ask for any feedback, but I just love yapping. What prop do you all use? I use Lucid. Primarily right now I'm using Lucid, but I also use Tradeify. Those are my main two. Lucid Pros are actually the account that I'm trading at the moment, which is interesting because I was a diehard only flex. I don't know why I'm just dabbling in the pros. I do like the 3-day payout aspect. even though there is a consistency, but it's 3 days to pay out, so it's quicker. But honestly, any account with any of them are phenomenal. Except I haven't used a straight to funded. How do you trade TPT Pro accounts? NG, I've never used TPT once. So I can't give that info. I've never even bought a TPT eval. I think once when we were giving away TPT accounts, Jake tried to give me an account and I forgot to just get the code or whatever. So I'd never used one. Is he good for US? I know. Mike, what do you mean for US? Like United States? Yeah. 100%. Those are like two of the prop firms in the industry. And honestly, if any bad news ever comes out like it did for Alpha, I just got to eat it. But I've used those since the beginning for the most part. I've used them for since basically they started. And I'll continue to use mainly just those two. I just don't like NQ's weakness. Are we seeing a pullback on semis? Little bit. AMD pulled back 0.3%. MU's down 1%. Okay, so we're fading that INTC earnings move slightly. What's Tesla down? Tesla's up 1%. So that might be trying to drag NQ down a little bit. If those do drag down, we'll likely see lower, at least on the NASDAQ, which will try to drag everything else down. 184 views and only 97 likes. Yeah, hunting pips. People don't love to like the stream for some reason. I don't know why. Market looking bearish. Agreed. Off that initial rejection we just got, wholeheartedly. Biggest thing is just NASDAQ. NASDAQ's being aggressive right now. It rejected the open. This rejected the highs. I'm going to eat my stop rather than get out early. Because I could look at this and say, this is overly bearish, right? This rejection is bearish. Similar to the daily structure, though, we haven't gone anywhere yet. So I'm not going, this isn't a trade where I'm willing to be like, yeah, I'm completely wrong on this one early. I'm going to get out. I'm going to ride this one. Stop or profit. Bots loading. Polar bear. I'm going to be honest. I think Jake got bought it this morning to get you guys to 600 because he went up 150 in 2 seconds. And there is no way that was normal. Have you ever traded intraday drawdown? Yeah, I used to trade Apex. That used to be one of the biggest firms I used. Usually for me, I don't leave runners. I don't look for absolute home run trades because pullbacks will kill you. I would usually go for 1.5 to 2R type of trades, and it would be full out. If I was trading them, maybe in an intraday, if you're sizing, let's say a little more aggressive, go for something similar to what Alan might do, where you take the long, get out around 1R at the highs, 1.5R, whatever it may be. But I like to trade them a little more aggressively, but I don't leave runners. Whoever bots it likes is definitely for sure botting account. Agreed. Yeah, it happens. But I'm just saying, in case anybody is thinking about botting this stream for some reason, none of those likes will count. If we shoot from 105 to 300, we need 400 now. And that is how that math is going to work out. Just so that way nobody bots it. Let's see as this pullback kind of starts if the bullish bearish flips a little bit. You had your shot in blue, yeah. Yep. I know some people who have gotten some payouts from the accounts. Someone actually took one of the giveaway accounts live. And they were on the stream, I think a week or two ago. On my stream at least, and let us know. But one of the free giveaway accounts they won, they got enough payouts to take them live on it, which is insane. You're on a long position? I feel like if I asked chat their current positions and a lot of people answered, it would be very mixed because we are quite literally range bound, right? I could see people shorting, like I said, if we reject here, I can see bearish thesis. If we continue to hold this, I can see bullish thesis. NQ just spiked lows. If it holds, we could push higher. If we end up breaking back below this low of day at like 625s, we'll likely try to push lower. YM is trying to give a little bit of strength here. She's fighting. Definitely not long in the YM on that chart. How much time we got for the 15? Ooh, we have a minute 30 for the 15 minute. That 15 definitely doesn't look ideal. I know that right away. Nice part is though, if we do get buying pressure, specifically in the next minute, the 15 will look a little bit better, but the NQ will try to be setting an hourly fair to go lower. That's a big if on NQ. Yeah, Polar Bear, I'm sure a lot of people do that. When they get a free eval, they just yeet it to try to get it funded as soon as possible. It doesn't shock me. There's a chance I might do it. Well, not really, because I don't love to yeet evals much. Unless I get like a big payout, then I'll send one or two of them just to see if I can get another funded real quick. NG trades, there's a lot of people that have not gotten free accounts so far. A lot of them. I mean, Polar Bear, that's the thing though. That's how it should be. Like, even though this is a funded account that I'm trading, I don't have insane emotional attachment to it. Because any money I make on it until the day of a payout, it's just paper money. None of it exists. It's not like I can withdraw it or anything. That's why if I take a loss, I take a loss. Like if I lose this account, to me, I lost $111. It's not the end of the world. Big rejection on YM. Oil's just a powerhouse, dude. That's what's nuking it right now is this. Oil getting that buying pressure. If the dollar gets the buying pressure too, we may see more of an aggressive push lower. Like if the dollar starts to break back out and get up towards 101.5s while oil's also strong, we could see these aggressively push down. Well, gold fit the thesis so far. If anyone was short in gold. How many of you guys are in a gold short? There's got to be at least 4. Probably more, but at least 4. Oh, just left me back. Yeah, that happens, brother. I was a hell yeah rag. Yeah, I literally need 2 more days for a payout. Yeah, I agree, but something about buying the eval makes it feel agreed. Polar Bear, I get it because you actually have risk on the table. That makes sense. I don't disagree with that at all. For me, it's more so the reason I look at it that way is so that way I don't have emotional attachment to it. And also at the same time, that's why I don't normally, other than showing the active P&L on stream, I don't go on social media and be like, I made this much this month trading futures, because I trade prop firms. Not a single dollar of that matters until you get a payout. None of it. What do you do after passing a funded trade the same or slow? It's got no consistency. Either way, young. It took you I think you said a few months to pass the eval, right? Trade the funded the exact same way. the exact same way. I mean, you see me right now. Is 350 more than I would suggest most people risk? Probably, especially if you're newer to the overall funded aspect, or maybe have not gotten a decent amount of payouts and you're working towards getting those. Yeah, I would not recommend risking 350. But I'm trading it just like this. If I wanted to trade it more aggressively, you guys would see me in 2 minis, maybe more. I'd be risking $900 on this trade. And these evals would either be payout in 3 days or nuked. Young, how close were you? Oh, you passed it in 2 days? So if you accidentally passed it in 2 days, sold minis instead of micros. Okay. Don't trade it aggressively. Do me a big favor. Don't trade that aggressively at all. Build yourself or whatever. And here's a good thesis of it. If you were trading a self-funded futures account, what are you willing to risk? Even if it is $100, that is what you personally should be risking right now. Because like you said, you lost 10 within a few months, right? So you do have that much invested into it. Work your way up, build the consistency, build the confidence in it, and then maybe size up ever so slightly. And at that point, I'd be like risking $100 to risking $200. Most people oversize on evals, and I understand it. But for me to be suggesting someone oversize and trade it, let's say like Jake or Alan, where they're trading larger size more aggressively, you need the capital to be able to buy more accounts without any problems. And most people watch like Jake trade an eval, try to copy it, but only have $1,000 to their name. Where if they now spend 200 more on evals, that's not great. You never copy trade fundage, right? Polar Bear, I do. I just don't copy trade overly aggressive. Like, I'm not going to throw 3 minis at fundeds. I'm going to trade them normally, though. Like, right now, this does have 2 accounts linked. You can just only see the one because of the way TradeC does it. But this has 2 of the 3 accounts. And on those accounts, for me, and if I want to take a more aggressive trade, where let's say I'm risking $600, I'm trading 1 account. If I want to risk something like 200 to 400, I have no problem copy trading because it's not going to kill me. It also highly depends on the market. If I'm taking a super high risk trade where I'm just looking to time a bottom, like if we sold off all the way to 420s and I was like, I'm going to long here, likely not going to copy trade that. So a lot depends on it. Do you ever wonder how many people have gotten payouts copy trading me? Not necessarily, because at that point, and it's my mindset with it, if I ask people how many people got payouts copy trading all of my trades, if I'm be honest, then I better ask how many people have blown accounts copy trading my trades. And I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that at all. Obviously, sizing comes into it exponentially, right? If I'm not eating accounts on streams and you blow an account, that ain't my fault. But that's just the way my mindset goes. Like if I hype up a winning trade, I better have the exact same energy towards a losing trade, you know? Someone asked something. Let me wait till that fixes. Because I think stream might have a little buffer right now. I'm going to wait till that stream pops back up. And then I'm going to yap. %101% win rate. Vish, the problem if you full pour my trades is I don't have the greatest win percentage. But my winners usually are decent risk to reward. So the trades you win will be great. The trades you lose will really suck. Where'd that question go? 2 questions. Wait. Emotional tilt revenge trading is one thing that screwed me up a lot. Lost 8K funded accounts and blew around 5 evals in the last few days. Yeah, NG, first off, take off tomorrow. No need to be in the market if you're doing that. There's nothing wrong with taking a day off. But size down. When I am ever just trading, there's two things I do. If I know I am either about to tilt or I am just completely trading like shit. One is I will size down to like 2 micros. 2, I will buy an eval and send that bitch to the moon. That way I do not lose a funded account. I do not tilt my ass off. Worst case, I lose like $100 and call it a day. I don't know why that's an option for me, but it helps. How hard is it to get a payout realistically from just starting? Victoria, it really depends. Like if you're saying just starting trading, and is it hard? Yes. Do I think trading itself is hard? Not at all. What I think is hard is the personal battles that we deal with psychologically. Staring at the P&L, over analyzing things, anxiety, stress, low sleep, whatever it could be. I think looking at candles and quite literally coin flipping with a little bit extra conviction based off of structure and a good risk to reward is one of the easiest things to do. I think the self-induced stress, the FOMO, just overall anxiety, whatever it may be that we implement into trades is why most people are not profitable. Because think about it this way. If you have a 1-to-1 risk to reward, you need a 51% win rate to be profitable. I would guarantee a mass majority of people watching streams have around a 40 to 50% win rate. And they typically target over 1R. The problem is risk. If you can start out in the beginning, at least somewhat level-headed and control your risk, it's not that crazy. It's truly not. When people trade the best, and a lot of chat can probably confirm or deny, and by the way, if you guys are typing stuff, I'm up in chat, so I can't see it actively. But a lot of chat can confirm or deny. When they trade their best, the number one thing they likely control is their risk. They're not yeeting minis or risking $1,000 on a 50K funded account. At least that's how I am. Are you a full-time trader? Do you have a job or something? Tech spec. This is my full-time. This is what I do. Now, I don't make like hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of dollars a month, but I do well. Like this week, just off of options and then prop firm payouts, which I usually don't talk about much. I'm up like 6,500 this week, which is a really good week for me. Do you trade Blue Sky? No, I don't know what Blue Sky is. Yeah, 100% Jasper. I mean, trading is one of the biggest you versus you battles out there. The only person that can make you fail at trading is you. And no one can argue anything differently to make me disagree. So it goes past my 2 evals. Then I got 3 fundeds after, having a payout next week, ready. Or tomorrow if I'd get my mail. Wait. If my ID gets in my mail. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Congrats. Yeah, you're right. Top Step did do a survey and did put out the numbers. It was like was it 3.5% pass? I know it's crazy number. Like it's a very, very low percentage of people that actually do well and get to the payout numbers. And it's it's a 10th of that percentage of the people who actually get to a second payout. Wait, what, Vish? Don't ask psychology. Don't block me. I don't know what I'm blocking you for, but okay. I trade best with 2 micros, then keep trading it. But I took 1 mini from the bottom here on NQ, caught $800. I mean, okay. Well, if that was more of like a scalp, cool. It just depends on your risk. I size differently with everything, just depending on risk. Also, just a tweet might do the job. Agreed. I had so much stress. End of last year, I got shingles because I blew 5 PA accounts. Damn, Alejandro, you need some stress relief in your life, my guy. I mean, I've definitely had gray hairs for a few years, but I haven't gotten that stressed. Have I been irritated? Yeah. But I don't know about the only time I was that stressed was probably when I was leverage trading crypto throughout the overnight. What up, Liz? How you doing? Velma, you just got to remember as well, like you're saying Blue Sky's offering a free reset. We've talked about it before. They're trying to get market cap within the space. I mean, do your thing. That's not going to get me to go use a prop firm. It's not. The minute you blow an account, the devil on your shoulder disappears or appears. I mean, sometimes. It also depends on how you're trading. I made a typo. Oh, like I said something wrong? It happens. $6,500 is almost what you make a month with your 9 to 5 and need to lock in. I mean, brother, what I used to make was right around like 65 a year. So divide that by 52. I used to make $1,200 a week at my job that when I got into trading. Now, mind you, not even joking, that's with commission and stuff. My base salary was $15 an hour. So that was my base salary per year. I just made a fifth of that this week. I mean, it's definitely possible. But also when you look at the numbers too, if you're in trading, so obviously there's roughly 20 trading days within a month. How easy is it to make $325 a day? Just in general. Yeah, Logan, it sucked ass. It did. But I did it mainly, obviously, for work, but also to be able to start more getting into this. And I was doing sales. Some months I would make $7,000 in commissions. Some month I would make 2. So it all depended. But how easy is it to make $325? When you make that on average per day throughout the market, you're making $6,500 a month. That replaces or doubles your income right now for that person that said it. That's why lower numbers matter. A lot of people don't think they have a good day until they make thousands of dollars because of social media. Yeah, Vilma, I don't know anything about it personally. Wait, Liz Garcia, what Tradeify tournament are you talking about? What up, Marty? How you doing, brother? Maverick. Now, chat, here's a really, really good question. You've spent a lot of time trading with Jake and have seen how he handles size and risk. How come you have not adopted a similar style? He makes some serious dough, but high risk. First off, if I risk $5,000 a day, I can't do that. I mean, I could, in general, be like I could risk that in a day, but it would suck ass and I would be absolutely miserable. Would I love the profits? 100%. I would love to make $20,000, $50,000 in a day, but I can't stomach that risk. I'm not ready there yet. And someone also asked me yesterday on my Instagram, why do I not size up more? When I posted a payout of $1,700, then the next day, $4,800 in profits. I don't need to size up. If I can make what I made this week in a month, I'm okay. I can live. Am I overly rich right now? No. Trading comes. Size comes with trading. As I build more of a buffer throughout my accounts, as I build more confidence throughout sizing, I'll size up. That's how it works. But even like Alan, this year he said he's sizing drastically lower than, or not being as aggressive as he was last year. Are you trading live? Well, yeah, Logan. I'm live right now. But for me, I just never compare myself to Jake. I started trading with Jake at the end of the first year in my trading. If I ever compared myself to him, I would be miserable. Absolutely miserable. Because I would think that I'm nowhere. I've traded with him while using aggressive size. I've traded with him while using low size. Is this AI? Yes. All of it is. None of this is actually real. This entire stock market's made up. Yeah, I trade the risk I'm comfortable with. Like right now on this setup, I'm willing to risk 350. When's the last time you blew an account, purchased another one, and blew that? Fucking in one day? Probably some point like last week or the week before. I mean, everybody degens. Mainly when I degen, it's just on evals though. But I've 100% done that. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I have no problem doing it with evals as well, especially if I get a payout or when I get a payout. I have no problem risking part of that payout towards new evals to get more funded accounts to leverage. How often do you degen? Like once a week? No, not at all. Maybe twice a month. I mean, you guys have seen me degen on stream. The one time I did degen hours on stream, I had a stop loss on my trade. So, I mean, it's just the way I am. There are times that I will just risk a full eval to try to get it to pay out. But usually I'm not full degenning funded accounts. But I don't think there's anything wrong with degenning though once you get payouts. I think it's wrong in the beginning because all you're doing is increasing your cost basis with no returns. Why is there so much skepticism around trading and frauds? Like who's lying and why? Victoria, I'm not going to talk about other traders in general. I'm just not. It's not my place. Especially because a lot of them I don't really pay attention to. But you can tell who's more of a marketing person, like an influencer who trades, or who's actually a trader with a social media platform, you know? And that's kind of how I look at it. But the reason it gets so much flack, especially in the day trading space, is because the amount of people out there that are selling courses, making a shitload of money, buying a luxury car to sell more courses. It's easy to make yourself look like a very profitable trader, especially in today's market. It is very easy to buy 10 funded accounts or 10 evals, blow 5 of them, do well on the other 5, and post that. What? I'm about to just trade London. Do it. Would you ever go live on a prop and try to make $1 million of it? Hypothetical. That would take me a minute to do, obviously with the size I trade. But as I got a live account, what I would do is just slowly increase size as I grow the buffer. But no, I want to go live personally. I just haven't gotten to it yet. TCM. There's a difference though. Like if I'm trying to be a little more degen, I'd do it during New York. Why? Because the opportunity is there for a lot of quicker trades. This is not a market you degen in. This would be a market where I'd go, you know what, guys? It's degen hour. Slap 4 minis on, and we're up 2 points. That's not fun. If I degen, I want it to be, I think we did degen hours when there was a 1.5% like 30-minute move. And then we were like, yeah, we don't want to trade this detailed, so let's degen. Liz, what question? Or did you already ask it? Let me check your logs. Wait, you got to the last round of a tournament and blew my lead in the last 10 minutes of New York session. The TJR Island, that's a tournament for other people to get into? Trade silver. No. No, if I degen, that'd be a name to trade for sure. You know what a setup's A plus, just multi-time frame analysis. In this kind of market, I don't have an extreme amount of A plus setups happening right now with the criteria because we're in a daily range. Do I think the lower time frame conviction setups can happen? Yes. A really, really good one was Sunday. Where was that trade? Was it Sunday we caught the bigger long shot, or was that Monday? No, this day we watched it happen and sat on our hands. I think we caught a long here into this. I mean, this was higher conviction just looking at the overall charts, the overall fundamental analysis, as well as this setup right here, which I ended up not taking because I was more hesitant, I was a little gun shy on Monday. But those are probably the better setups I'm going to get right now in this market. For me, my A plus is when the daily, 4 hour, hourly, and 15 are all perfectly aligned. Not necessarily getting that. Do I scalp? No. My scalp is if I get in a trade. I think one of the days this week, what was it? I think in Monday, I caught a trade on the New York Open on YM. It ended up being like a 8-minute trade. To me, that's a scalp. My normal trade is holding for minimum like 30 minutes and just letting the chart do its thing. My normal trade time during Asia, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, has to be like 2 fucking hours. Like my average trade time during this session has to be the entire session. Why no scalp? I don't like it. I just don't like scalping. I would rather look for higher risk to reward, potential higher conviction moves that can go. I don't want to sit here and stare at a chart because scalping leads me more so to overanalyze the rest of my trades, especially when I'm used to trading how I trade, right? If I get into scalping in this market and then I try to hold a bigger trade like this where I'm holding through pullbacks, I start overanalyzing this price action and poorly executing. So for me, I just focus on one broader style and that's what I want to trade. Young, how much size did you just use? If you're being true about that. All right, Liz, you're cut off. Fuck, you're cut off. We're done with questions from you for a second. 1 minute. My man, you asked me specifically how any advice on trading the account and then said, you know what? Fuck that. We're doing something else. But good trade. But you just straight up said, fuck that. We're doing this. Okay, different. Eval, do what you want to do. I thought you were saying you got the funded, just immediately full sent a mini on a 3-second scalp. You can't trade the funded, not yet. Do you ever get stressed or burn out being full-time trading? If I'm just trading like shit, pull it rare. But also, I mean, you got to think about it. If you guys get stressed trading, think about the aspect of, hey, this pays my bills. If I lose money, I'm also not making money. And if I lose money for like a week, yeah. The last time I probably got a little stressed, more so irritated, was like the last week and a half on stream when we were just getting wicked out consistently and then the trade would move exactly how we wanted and it was every single day nonstop. But I was doing very well in every other time frame. If you scalp, you probably do crack. True. There's traders that still act like they're a real trader, though, and they make me cringe, dude. I mean, even in general, do I consider myself a professional trader? No. Not by any means. I'm far from it. I've been trading for going on my 6th year. If I get to like 15 years and I've shown I can stay in the market for over a decade, sure, fine. maybe I'll consider not professional, but some type of lingo like that. And I know Alan's the same headspace. And also when it comes to like social media things with traders as well, this is why I don't pay attention to a lot of people on social media and don't know a lot of the traders people talk about. Because if I'm following any type of trader, I want someone who's been in the market, like let's say stock market wolf, for 10 plus years. Someone who's been there and actually knows what they're doing in overall market rotations and stuff like that. It's crazy to me that people buy courses from traders who are 19 years old or 20 years old. What's the best way to go from scalping to holding longer trades? Chris, the easiest way, at least for me, is just up your time frame. If you're scalping on the 1 minute, try taking the same trade on the 5 minute with the same type of targets. Obviously, you'd likely have to use less size. I'll be honest though, I thought some guy was pussy for being scared to trade, but I've been hella losing, then winning, then losing. I don't know what he, I think I know what he felt now. That's fair, finesse. For me, I mean, I'm definitely not. Are you saying someone else was scared to trade? Yeah, finesse. That happens all the time. My biggest losing trade is after my biggest winning trade. Don't call them traders fair. Fair. But I was just making a point. Jeremy, you did it? Hell yeah, brother. You got your first payout, or you can now get your first payout. Do me one favor. Don't touch the account at all, ever, until those funds are taken out of it. But congratulations, brother. That's huge. That is absolutely insane. Also, chat, we are approaching towards the end of stream. There's currently 130 likes. And we truly have to stick to this number. We do. Unfortunately, we have to stick to this number. So I'm going to need you guys to give a little thumbs up if you're still on stream. There's 179 of you. I know for a fact 7 of you guys haven't liked it. For a fact. I just got my 4th max payout. Been getting max payout per week now. Very proud of myself. Call myself profitable trader. Lucid. See, this is what I mean. I love seeing you guys absolutely crush it. Even though I'm currently up 5 points on a trade and it ain't moving much. But I love seeing you guys do well. That is insane. Especially 4th max payout. If you're getting 1 per week, it's either per like on one account or just across multiple accounts. That's better than a mass majority of people. Like it truly is. You're doing well and you should be proud of yourself. Have you seen the turned it down meme? Not off the top of my head. I'd probably have to see it. I'm there now trying to hold longer. Yeah, Daryl, it takes time. Especially if you're trying to go from being more of a scalper to higher time frame. Easiest way to do it in general, only one account. Listen, you are in like the top of the top percentage of payouts. Most people don't get 2 on one account. And I mean most people is in like 99%. So congratulations. But no, when trying to hold longer, there's one strategy that I've used to help me hold for like broader trades if I'm looking for like 40, 50 points on ES. And that is look for an initial target. Let's say you're taking 3 micros because you want to size small so you truly don't care about the position as you learn. So make it that way. First, you size small. Let's say your normal trade is something like this, but you want to practice holding up to here. Take out 2 contracts where you would. Move that stop to break even or wherever you want to move it and try to execute on the rest of that last contract to try to hold it up to your target or to your stop. Actively work on managing that one extra trade because that'll take a lot of mental capital off of it. And then as you do that more, you can start maybe now holding 2 of the contracts. Now you try to hold all 3 of the contracts. And it takes time to get used to. You're not going to be able to completely change it overnight. Dev, I don't know if I can do that. It would be good, but I don't know if I can. Yeah, Young, a lot of the streams are insane. I mean, you guys see me on nearly every single stream. Every day, at least for a little bit. What I think a good break even is on this, Moise, the way I personally trade it, do I use the ATR in the 1 minute? No. The only thing I will ever look at ATR for is I look at individual stocks on the daily chart. This little red line down here is the ATR. I'll look at that to see how we've been moving the past 30 days to gauge expectations of potential options moves and time. So that helps me pick the time on contracts. A good break even on this for me would be we get up here above the end of day highs on New York, above this. Maybe that, and then we start to break. Because now we have a proven structure right here that we should not push back lower. Let me look at different time frames real quick. So we have the 15, we have the hourly. This hourly chart for me, first off, looks great if it's going to hold into the close. If. What I immediately want to do on this, though, is in theory, if we push down lower in the next 10 minutes, not the greatest close. There's a chance we would come down, spike this. If we spike this, we're likely going to head back lower to retest another support. If we close this hourly, if I to go higher. So my initial thesis, and this is how I'm looking at potentially moving my stop. When I look at this, okay, we want to close above this hourly candle. If that closes, strong as hell. If we close back below, there's a chance we push lower. Well, if we push lower, we're likely going to attempt to break this low. If we break this low, we're likely going to at least head to 40, possibly lower towards 30s. So now at that point, if we're going to break this, like if we break this, if we're going to continue at least to our stop, I'm going to move it up to 42.5, just below that. That is how I usually look at trailing my stops. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to trail my stop to 42.5. Because then this 15 would be breaking a new low, failing the highs, hourly would be getting a failure to go higher, and I wouldn't want to be in that trade if we break this low. So for me, stop goes to 42.5. I now only risk 250 on this position. And that is what I do as the entire trade moves. I'll continue to look at multi-time frame analysis, see where this structure should not go if it is going to continue in the time frame I want it to, and adjust my stop accordingly. I like you the most. Just because the time I hop on, we get the same trade. Appreciate you, Finesse. I mean, Rye Guy, essentially, yeah. If you're only a prop firm trader and you're trying to look at profitability in the aspect, you're looking at it from more of a business profitable scenario where look at your expenses and look at your returns. Since you're 1099. And then, yes, in theory, at that point, you would technically be a profitable trader. I think a market opens in 11 minutes. Correct. It does. I think Hong Kong opens at 9. Did you catch NVIDIA yesterday? Yeah, Jeremy, I did. NVIDIA, I personally caught this trade. It turned 750 into like 5,700. And then I withdrew 3750 of that this morning. And then of the 2,000 left, I risked like 700 on another NVIDIA trade. That is likely going to go to zero. So, GG's. Alejandro, I'll give it away, but people got to listen. Is the biggest thing. Caught that same trade? Hell yeah. Chat, there's a possibility, like I'm right now at the moment, I'm not looking to immediately end at 9. So you guys still have a chance to hit the likes. You're already over 150, which is huge. And you are 50 away. Usually when you guys get like 50 away, the people that have been lurking start to step in and start to like. So you need 46 more to get that giveaway if you get there. But it's really going to suck because now it just depends on when I want to get off. Now it's a me factor. We literally have 200 people watching Logan True. Am I buffering? Chad, are we good? Hang on. Are we buffering still? I think we're good because I see myself staring at my phone. We're back. Okay. I was trying to load it on my phone. I was going to switch my Wi-Fi if I needed to. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. But it is heavily irritating. Let's see. Is my internet fine? Yeah, my internet's still cooking. PR trained. I mean, to be fair, we did just lose like 30 people because of that. But, you know, those are people who aren't loyal anyway. We did. We lost a couple, Dev. We'll figure it out. I'm learning to stop full porting accounts. Hell yeah. Yeah, Logan, 90 didn't leave. Usually when it buffers, the numbers get jacked up on YouTube. Even when I'm just normally streaming, you'll see a big dip and it'll randomly spike back higher. So the numbers fluctuate for some reason on YouTube's end. But after stream, I'm definitely, no matter what, going to go, at least some point tonight, restart that internet. And then worst case, I'll stream on my other one. Chat, how many viewers does it say we have? Because right now, one tab tells me 130, one tab tells me 165. $130. Those motherfuckers. 50 people dipped for 30 seconds of buffering. You guys got to get off TikTok. That's all I'm going to say. Zero attention span, brother. Absolutely zero. Y'all gotta quit scrolling. Tell you what, since I buffered, we'll make a deal, but nobody snitch. Because this number is supposed to be locked. We'll go down a little bit. Because we had a few people leave because I buffered. That's all you're getting, though. You don't get that. Nope. We're not doing 75, 85. If you don't get this, we ain't doing it. And at this point, it's basically a time thing. You guys need 20 likes. Even though there's now 147 versus 187, 20 of you guys haven't liked it. Yeah, right, guy. We'll slowly climb back up when people get their little quick scroll fix and then hop back in. So we should be chilling. Those of you that are just now typing the number of how many viewers we have, go to the bottom left of the screen and hit live because you are likely a minute behind. Anyways, this trade is fucking boring, dude. Yeah, I think YouTube does this thing too. When it slightly buffers, it doesn't kick you live. So chat, by the way, for those of you that are going to see this now, some of you will see this in 2 minutes. When you see any type of buffer, click on the screen, look in the bottom left. It'll show you're slightly delayed. Click live. So that way you're actually live. That's part of the reason why lately we see late answers because of that buffering feature. Like people still answering. Yeah, right, guy. I mean, it does. It's less viewers, but even if we had more, I would answer. The only ones I wouldn't answer, which we don't get much of, is just dumb questions in general. And not dumb questions, but just like negligent questions, I'd say. Ones that I just don't want to see. But you guys know, I'll answer the simplest questions. People ask me what a failure to go lower is, I'll answer it. I'm here mainly to help. I love helping people, watching people grow in trading. Because if I help one person grow in trading, it changes their entire life. Bots to come in? No, just the lurkers. No, right, guy, not like that. Well, because that's not a dumb question. That's just a personal question. What's a failure to go lower? Well, CJ, it's when a candle doesn't like to go lower below the other one. And then buyers step back in and buy it back up. What's turtle soup? The exact same thing you just asked, CJ. The exact same thing. My favorite Power Ranger? That's a tough one because I haven't watched that in probably shit. If I'm 29 now, 19 years, 17 years, somewhere like around 10 years old. So I have no clue. There's no way we're already 12 away. Dev, are you seeing like counts from another stream? Because I see 167. Also, you guys got lucky. I lowered this because a lot of people dipped on the buffering, and we are back up to basically the number we were. Logan, you know the temptation to give you a 10-second ban just for that? Just for that. Most Fab's about to get one too. We don't do brain rot. What up, 1 HP? $162. Abu is way behind on stream. Way behind. I bet you know your favorite Pokemon though. I mean, if you think about like Pokemon, you got to go back to the OG. And most people is going to be one of the starters. And most people choose Charizard. I don't want to go like basic bitch. You got to show love for the Squirtle. You have to. I think he deserves it. Blastoise was sick. Agreed. Dev, I can't choose Pikachu. That's my brother's. It just doesn't work like that. Bulba, agreed. Fire, absolutely insane. Jigglypuff. Interesting. Interesting take. He is the OG. Yeah, I mean my brother's big into cards and stuff like that. He's not as big as he was at once, but he's had a lot of, like, he had a shitload of different Pikachus. ZP, you talking Ivysaur or Venusaur? Yes, I'm a nerd. I know. I am. Gengar, fire. Ditto, that's cheating. Ditto is straight cheating. It is. Mewtwo, fire. Jinx, did you say the same thing? Chat, we are 16 away. No, Michael, that doesn't. That does not count. That's like saying professor. Doesn't count. Chat, I might be generous. I might chill since the stream's obviously, or the trade's still open. I'll chill till we get 15 more of you guys to like. Just that way we can run it. Synth, what do you mean, groups or singles? Can you give me a little more on that one? Like, you talking accounts? Ollie, I changed that one a few days ago. I changed it. Right, guy, I told you, if we get botted, or I told Stream, if we get botted, the number right now, like, we need 12, that gets added on top. I do not care. It gets full added. Do we have more quotes yet, though? No, I don't know what I want to put there. I haven't had anyone tell me, like, what quotes I need to throw in. BL traits. There are priorities that need to be had, and I think that might be one of them. I think dude says I'm gonna be late for my anniversary dinner reservation because I'm gonna win this giveaway. I guarantee you, ladies in the chat probably have a strong opinion on that one. I mean, to be fair, they are traders. They might be like, you know what? If you win a free account that can give us some money, cool. I feel like most would be like, hey, yo. Yeah, right. He does have a quote of the day. But he said he's going to put together something for chat for that on stream today, so I'm not going to throw all his quotes in there. Synth, I mainly trade one at a time. Once I get a payout, I start group trading a little bit. Like right now, I have 2 traded, and then I'll trade that third one that I got active today separately. I don't always trade them together. It depends on conviction and overall just the market at the moment. Like if I hit this trade, that other account probably not going to see the light of day tomorrow because I'm probably just not going to trade futures. Rick's that marriage king for an eval is crazy. Using all my Gmail burner accounts to leg it up. Hell yeah. Can you review the trade a bit? Yeah, Jason. When I took it in the beginning, and I'm probably going to have to move this because it'll be in the way on the other time frames. The initial thesis for me when looking at the 4-hour chart What I wanted was I wanted us to come back up and retest this 74.75s if I wanted to short. That would have been my higher potential short that I'd be more interested in watching for, is a rally up into here. If I'm long, I want us to kind of consolidate around the open, possibly pull back to 40 and then get that rally higher. So I told the chat I was going to take two types of entries. A pullback into 40 that we buy, take a risk on that and see the continuation. Or we end up taking a little bit of an early aggressive entry around the open and getting that push up towards 74.75. And that's what I'm looking at here. When I initially got in, we had the 30-minute right here failing to go lower. We got a 15-minute trigger within it right here, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, right there. We got the 15-minute trigger, so 15 minutes trying to set a higher low. Hourly's failing to go lower, 30 minutes failing to go lower, 5-minute triggered as well. So I was looking for that break back above the open with it. Obviously, we have fought in the trenches for a minute and just consolidated. But dream world for me, if I want a short on the higher time frames, I want 74.75. If I want a long up into 74.75. Watch how we react. If we react, how we react off this will determine the rest of the night for me. But this trade, I think the market should go here. And I'm willing to put a risk on that for this one. No giveaway trader. We have to hit the likes. It was 200. To be honest, it should probably still be there because we're already back at 170 viewers, which is kind of nuts, but I appreciate it. But we are 5 away. And remember, nobody tells that I switched the number a little bit. Nobody tells. Maverick, I think the weekly objective for me is consolidation. I do. I've talked about it a decent amount. This structure here doesn't look like we're really going anywhere. If we look at NQ, it is still hard stuck. It's hard for me to think ES is just going to sell off down to 7,300 tomorrow. So I lean more towards we're just sitting sideways. I don't think, especially after today, right? We got overly aggressive selling across the market. And NQ was still not even able to break or get to last week's lows. So that kind of tells me what I need for now, at least. But even if I want that test up here, be looking for a high. How we react to this is going to be huge. If we end up getting a rally up into there late in the night, we end up aggressively spiking off of it and breaking these lows. Yeah, I'd fully expect us to trend lower. Similar thing to yesterday. Yesterday, what I wanted was us to get a little bit more of a push higher, which we ended up getting into 550s. And I didn't want to see a larger breakdown until next week based off of weekly structure. I still really don't want to see that. But I think if we do break the floor tomorrow, it can get aggressive for sure. No, Jason, I trade market structure. Like areas of interest for support and resistance matter to me. But I'm not going to not take something because it's just below the open or just below a level or something like that. It's multi-time frame analysis. That is the key fundamentals to everything I do. And the overall support and resistances, whether that's levels for you, EMAs, fibs, whatever it may be, those are kind of just my guide for where to potentially look for a trade. To at least go to or off of. Aggressive selling couldn't go lower because it's rigged. You know what? Fair. Are you trading eval today? No, MicroMaster. This is a funded account. Dev, have you just been stalking the likes this whole time? Because we just hit that number. All right, since someone said they do have an anniversary dinner, we'll run it right away. We'll do it right away. We're getting rid of this so there's no evidence. I'm going to do 3 minutes. It's not going on yet. Luckily, y'all don't spam a lot. All right, chat, this is what you do. Exclamation mark, the word enter, and then send it. You have 3 minutes. Wait, Ali, we'll let one go. This PA is so boring and choppy, it is. The second I do it, Ollie just starts spamming exclamation mark like, making the bot work overtime. Chat, by the way, just so we can, so we can clear everything, while you're doing the giveaway, if you haven't yet, because you're on your phone, you're on YouTube, whatever it may be, hit the like button. Actually, let's get to 200, at least during the giveaway, so then we're in the clear. Then we hit it, we're clear, we ain't got to worry about it, It's like a deal right there. I'll run it. Y'all just got to hit the like button after you enter. Simple. You have a minute 40 left. We're going to get an audit soon for likes. Ollie, that's why I'm trying to protect it, It's like you do the bad thing first, and then you fix it along the way. And we only need 9, so we're not far. Which is crazy. When I start running it, we'll get those last 10, 15 likes that we've been waiting for the entire time. Chat, who the hell just unliked the stream? I just watched it go from 191 to 190. Who the hell just went on and unliked it while doing the giveaway? The audacity. All right, now you guys are just straight trolling because they did it again. You're going to make me call you out. You are. Chat. I love you guys. I truly do. I appreciate the support immensely. Don't do this. Don't do that. No. But there's no, especially asking for it. If you're interested in buying an account, we appreciate the support. But we're not going to give somebody an account just because they bought one. That doesn't make sense. The math doesn't math. Find him and ban him. I'll leave him, but it's just, you just don't want to get called up on the main stage like that. Chat, that is the end of the 3 minutes. We got 2 extra likes during that. You guys can't even help me not get busted. All right, the winner is Get Satisfied 4016. Have you won before? I bought 5 accounts, give me 5? No. Not at all, Bish. Here, have you won? Chris, Jake hasn't been on stream. At least he hasn't typed on stream. Damn, finally. Hell yeah, brother. Ollie, appreciate that. There's a link to my Instagram in chat right now. Click that real quick. Send me a DM letting me know it's you and that you won so I can confirm while we're on stream. Divorce confirmed. Hell yeah, brother. Worth the risk, Did I buffer again, Vish? I think we're good. Online hub. You're really going to make me do this? Brother. We just talked about this. Don't do it. Don't. And I'll give you 2 strikes. But if you do it a third time, you lose your chance of winning and typing. Just so you know. Just because I don't want to have you consistently asking for a free account. Because I don't want other people asking for it. Plus, one thing Jake says, the more you ask for accounts, the less giveaways we do. So keep that in mind, brother. Dude, the buffer probably cooks so many people in chat because you can see people entering right now when it's delayed and there's no chance. The giveaway's already over. This is why it's important to read chat and make sure you're not behind. Chat, I'm going to do one more poll before I hop off real quick. Just a little how you doing follow-up poll. Did he won before? No, most fab. Oh, the guy that won, yeah. He hasn't won. So he wins the account. I'll double check for sure though. You know Ron's serious when the chart goes away? True. I don't do it often. Yeah, Rob, it's always like that depending on what you're looking at. Some numbers go off of the end of day close. So like right here, where some go off of this close. And here's a good example. If you look right here on ES on the right side, wait, can you guys see that? Yes. It's up 0.12%. If you go off of the top, it's down 0.03. Problem solved. If you're watching stream, congrats. If not, you have no clue what just happened. But problem solved. No words need to be said. Don't worry, Dev. We good. 4 more likes till we hit 200. Hell yeah. Do you use bar by bar? Wait, do you also use bar by bar for candlestick analysis? The book? No. Newbie, I've actually never read the Al Brooks book, Bar by Bar. To be honest, I grew up blue collar for the most part. Well, I grew up blue collar 100%. I'm not going to learn very well. Like, I'm very visual, a hands-on learner. I'm not going to learn well reading a book of that caliber where it's that you can tell that dude has a very high IQ. And just the way that book's worded, I don't learn well like that. So for me, I'm going to, just because like there's so much shit going on, and I think there's a lot of extra shit in that book that doesn't need to be there. But I read the first chapter, said, nah, this ain't it. And then I just spent a shitload of time analyzing charts. Yeah, that book, I've never personally used it. Four more likes till we hit 200. Hell yeah. I don't like that we're not getting over like 455s though. NQ's back below the open still. I don't love it. Bar by bar sucks. True. Absolutely true. One HP. That's the realized P&L you see. Also, that's a good example. When I'm trading on this account, you can actually figure out. Is my stream stuck again? Are we back, chat? I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. Okay. I'll figure out the buffering this weekend. I don't know why it's doing it. I don't know if it's the internet or if it's the overall video in general. We'll figure it out. Trust me, if it's annoying for you, it's as annoying on my end. So it is. Vish, at this point, it don't matter. But no, 1HP, what I was saying is that's actually a good way to tell how many contracts I'm in on this kind of account, because the fees for the MES are 50 cents per contract. I'm in 8 contracts, so my realized P&L is minus $4. But yeah, tight stops, super tight. There's another question. I read all 3 since I started. Don't waste your time with bar by bar. Fair. What is the most you've lost with real capital in a day? Buggy. If you're still on stream after that, buffer. I'll start with the most I've made in a day. Most I've made in a day was like 26.3K on a Roku options trade. And then within like a week and a half after that, because obviously I made a shitload of money. Did it impact me mentally much when I first made it? No. But what did I do? I withdrew half of it, left the other half in the account, traded aggressive size, lost 74 or 7,500 in no 0 DTE contracts. So that's my biggest loss. But luckily, my biggest win's still bigger. See you later, BL. I'm probably hopping off in a minute, mainly just because like stream keeps buffering. It's kind of annoying. So we got 44% of chat green, 27% red, 29% break even. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little closing thing. Hopefully we don't buffer anymore before then, but we'll see. I think we're still good. Yeah. I'm gonna continue to hold this trade. My stop is currently 442.50s. I'm going to leave it there. My target's up here. Remember, if we get above the end of day highs, the end of little like session, so above like 58s, and we set a higher low up there, then I'm willing to trail the stop more aggressively. If you want to trail it a certain way, trail it a certain way. That's how I plan on trading this. I plan on looking to hold into 72s, not adding any contracts, not doing anything different, just holding this little 2.6R. If it hits, awesome. What I want to do is I want to watch up here how we react to this area. If we get a bigger rejection, then we can look for probably broader shorts. If we consolidate underneath it on like the 15 and possibly hourly, I start to lean towards a potential break back higher above it to keep us in the broader range throughout the rest of the week. So throughout tomorrow, which would get me leaning a little more to the upside tomorrow. Maybe extreme targets like 515s. I don't think that's insane, but it would be a really nice move, obviously. But that is my thesis for this trade, and that is what I plan on just letting happen. Well, technically my worst day ever was losing 13K when FTX. No, not FTX, when Voyager went under. So if you count that, that's technically my worst day. Wasn't a trade though. Yeah, Vish. I don't hate 92s. The nice part is we are like building a structure here. So if we do get the break, I can hold longer. I'm not opposed to that, but I'd be looking to get out and then looking to get back in later on for another long. Best day was 14K. Not bad, brother. Especially with 8K loss. I mean, obviously 8K sucks ass. My worst day happened after my best day. Same. That's how most people are. They just won't admit it. Hell yeah, 1 HP. But chat, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. If you guys still want to keep talking in the chat, it should stay up for a little bit until I like fully close stream. So I'll leave it up for a minute in case you guys want to chat with each other. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my night. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, I won't be back until Sunday. Jake should open this Sunday, so I shouldn't be the early session Sunday. Jake should be on, then I'll be on after. But with that, y'all have a great rest of your night. Alan's on 1 a.m. Eastern. I will see you guys later. See you later, Ollie.